Hi, my name is Kejaroko Piru. I was born and brought up from this place, Konoma.
My name is Pelenino.
My name is Kevikili Pierre.
I'm Mr. Huzomeru.
I am Peno.
I'm Nikatu Iralu. My village is Konoma.
Konoma is the first green village in India, and it is situated 20 kilometers west of the capital city, Kohima. So Konoma was a warrior village in the 19th century, and Konoma fought against the Britishers. So roughly from 1830 till 1880, that was when the Third Battle of Konoma was fought here with the Britishers, and Konoma fell into the hands of the British. And Konoma is a place to see history, nature and culture. In the 1990s, the people of Konoma, the community, we did massive logging. We were cutting down all the trees to make money. And this realization came upon some of our elders, and they realized that if we continue with this trend of exploiting our resources, which is at the expense of our future generations, they would be left with nothing to see. So the community decided to stop this kind of logging activities.
When I grew up, the experience of the Second World War blasting Kohima and this area to just destroyed everything made a deep impression on me, and I felt that our crisis, Naga people's search for their future, from their history of the past to the future. As even a small boy, I felt that we face a very uncertain future. And so that worry took me through school and college. And then I ran in Madras University in South India in the early 50s. The idea that any man who is prepared to change his life, to do what needs to be done, he can play a part to build peace in the world. That the world can be different only if those who want it are prepared to pay the price of change in themselves.
So we are standing here in the middle of a jhum cultivation area, and this place is where the community, the people of Konoma do organic farming with a tree called Alnus nepalensis, elder tree. And the unique thing about this tree is it has nitrogen fixation, so it always regenerates the soil. And we also call it the friends of the farmers. And you can see the pollard elder trees behind me. These are few decades old, but the soil beneath never loses fertility. And what we do is we clear these fields and we cultivate for 2 years. And after 2 years, we will shift to another location. So we will do 2 years there again. So after 3-4 rotations, when you come back here, the branches, as you can see behind me, the branches of this elder tree, they are big enough to cultivate again. So we cut the branches and we use as firewood. So this helps Konoma in our forest conservation, because we are getting the firewood from this tree. And because of the way we do the shifting cultivation here, Konoma won the prestigious India Biodiversity Award 2021 under the category Sustainable Use of Biological Resources. Yeah, and in other parts of Nagaland and Northeast India, they also do jhum cultivation, but they don't do like the way we do here. In order to cultivate a few acres of land, sometimes the whole stretch of land, the whole mountain is burnt. But here it is clearly demarcated, and from the foothills of the Barrel Mountains up there till the end of this valley, all these cultivable lands are terraced by our forefathers, and we have been doing this for generations, for hundreds of years.
Because we have realized the importance of ecosystems, and we like to preserve our forests, our animals, our birds, because we depend, our life depends on them as well. Konoma in the past, we didn't have water pipe systems, we didn't have delivery systems, so we have spring source, and our ladies especially go and collect waters for the families. But then in the course of time, you see all these water tanks and pipe, you see, facilities are provided. And today, every household is getting sufficient water, clean water.
The story that we heard from our parents, they say that they get up very early in the morning to fetch water from the streams or from the ponds. But for us, we have ponds. So, of course, we don't have pipelines, but we have ponds. So, what we used to do is, after school, it is our duty to fetch water to fill our pots and the things that can be filled. So, and also we take our clothes to the ponds for washing, but things are changing so fast. Now, according to my colony, as of my colony, we have a pond, but the pond almost overflows with water. So almost all the households, they get those overflow waters, and almost everyone have pipelines now. After recognizing our village as green village, we have seen so many developments and so many changes. Currently, I own a cafe, and I've been in teaching profession for the last 17 years. But I just want to go for a change, and I gave an option whether to run a cafe or to open up a preschool. But finally, I came up with this. I'm always grateful to God for this, because I never thought that I will own a business like this and I will own a cafe.
That area is surrounded by all green forests, and those are the virgin forests. And we call it the lungs of Konoma, the lungs of Nagaland, because those are virgin forests, and it falls under the Konoma Nature Conservation and Tragopan Sanctuary. And it has very rich biodiversity. The mithun is the state animal of Nagaland, and in Konoma alone we have more than 400 mithuns. And this animal is a very unique animal. They are wild, domesticated. So they live in the jungle, but they have their own owners. And this mithun is said to be a mixed breed of the wild bison and the ox. In many houses, you would see the mithun heads, put in front of the houses. So this mithun head represents wealth. During those days, wealth was not measured in terms of like how much money, how much lakhs and crores of money you have, but wealth was measured in terms of like how many cattle you have, how many rice, paddy you have procured, gathered. So in our society, when somebody becomes rich, then he distributes his wealth to the whole community. So this is called the Feast of Merit.
Konoma, especially our youngsters and the children, it has been of great value because they have now realized the importance of conservation of water and conservation of forests, which is the source of water. And also sanitation-wise, you see, from the very young age, they have learned how to keep the environment neat and clean because of for their own welfare and for the future. And also, even in terms of toilets, because of we have enough water, we could maintain the cleanness of the toilets. And as I said, in the past, people go out for nature call, but then today that has been done away.
We have set up a sanitation drive, and I think it starts with the students' body. So they go for sanitation drive. So far, they are going for once in a month. But that is a very good thing because we already imparted in the children, so they don't want to waste things here and there, if not in the dustbins. And even us, if we go out to cities or towns, we never throw our waste because it's our habit here. So if we should not do here, we also should not do there.
To say the truth, the sanitation was initiated by the students itself, because they collect. On the way to school, they collect everything, the plastics, waste around the road, they collect and they put in the dustbin. So it was actually started by the student, the young generation, not the old one. their focus is only not the cleanliness within their village, but they want to clean all the traditional konoma. They don't want to throw any bottle in the jungle. They want to clean everything, and they want to conserve our jungle. They want to conserve our animals.
I am an ethical good governance trainer. So I do trainings for government officials, for young people, for youth leaders across India and also to different parts of the world. So basically I interact mostly with young people on the basis of how to build this world a better place. So my training focuses on four principles. Basically, we talk about absolute honesty, absolute purity, absolute unselfishness, and absolute love. And I think these are four important things which are very, very important for rebuilding a new world. We are losing our ethical basis and losing what makes the person who we are should be. And these are four principles. I should say that these are four guiding principles for me that are making the person who I am. We also talk about on sustainability and on climate change. And that's one of my focus area also. One thing that really attracts me to my village, Konoma, is the biodiversity. When I go to the village in Konoma, I hear the sounds of the birds and then I see the beautiful greeneries, which really encourages me to go often to my village. Yeah, and I think I'm carrying something which Konoma has given inside me is to be clean, not only to do with my environment, but also to my thinking. I think that's what Konoma has gifted me to the person who I am today.
Okay, so the monolith we can see here is erected by the Naga Students Federation. So this erecting of stones, monoliths, is very prominent in our society, especially in the Angami Naga society. And we erect monoliths for two main reasons. One is to mark an occasion or festival. If you go out of the village or even within the village, you will find huge houses, sitting places, and engravings, written on the side of the sitting places or houses. There you'll find that all these are constructed by some age group, and they construct this and they give to the community. Yeah, so our society is such that when a boy or a girl attains the age of puberty, they will be enrolled in the age group. And these age groups are very competitive, very emulative. And the whole idea is to contribute to the community. So in the evening, we saw one age group, on their attires, the boy with their headgears, the ladies on their traditional shawls and all. So we basically do those kind of cultural activities once during this time, Sekrini Festival, which falls in the month of February, and also in the month of May, that is the Plantation Festival. So that is a very happening time.
I think as I look back, if I may say so, as I look back, I feel the human relationships, the quality of the human beings, their goodwill, their understanding one another, and their desire for one another to grow together is the most important, shall we say, the ecosystem, human ecosystem, moral and spiritual ecosystem, mental, spiritual ecosystem. Without that being developed, I'm afraid forests and animals have no chance. I think that is our message, our learning. And I think this is what we having found that little beginning and having achieved something very small but very real, which we rejoice in. We feel that we have to, there's a long road ahead of us, because it has to become the responsibility of every individual, not just a named body who will do it.
Since we have sufficient water, now even government of Nagaland, they would like to draw water from our land, from our village, especially for Kohima. Kohima is now considered as a smart city, but without water, it will not be as very smart enough. So we have decided that since water is a free gift from God, nature, and then we'd like to share with the people of Kohima. And in order to come about with this kind of sense of conserving waters and sanitations, I believe we have to have a vision for ourselves, vision for our society, vision for our future, and we have to do a lot of deliberations and discussion with the community. Then only they can subscribe to the vision that has been shared, and that's how I think we can bring about any change in our society.
We all know that now it's a global village. We know each other. So I want to tell the viewers to live peacefully, to love each other, because we are humanity. If we want to show our humanity, our instinct as humanity, then that is love. So we must love each other.
I would say, as a young Konomian, I will not keep whatever I'm learning from my ancestors, whatever I'm learning from my elders, to keep it to myself, but I would rather share it with the others. The importance of environment, the importance of conserving forests, the importance of not shooting animals, the importance of keeping your village clean. I think these are the message that I would love to take it across wherever I go. And I think this is the message that I would like every tourist that come to my village, any visitor that come to my village, to take back those messages with them wherever they go. So then the true meaning, the true essence of what the Green Village will go across to the world.
Well, I am deeply grateful for the kind of work that your mission is engaged in. It is such a huge thing, so important, but it depends on the people at the village level, the people who are living on the land, isolated all across India, but where the water resource is available. But they will quickly disappear if the people are at the land level will not be responsible. And so I really admire you people. At the same time, those we are going to help, unless they help themselves, I'm afraid we will see something that is of the diminishing returns kind, and at the end frustrated that nothing has happened. But that will be because we have not dealt with the beginnings of wrongs in our lives.
For the future of Konoma, I would like to encourage the upcoming generation and the youngsters to be very hardworking and bring laurels and carry on the legacy of the Konoma people who have done a lot for this village.